neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Wouldn't you be mine? Wouldn't you be mine? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Wouldn't you be mine? Wouldn't you be mine? It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. A beautiful day for a neighbor. Wouldn't you?
In the beginning, the Lord said to himself, "Get lost now." And he disappeared from sight and became all of us. The quest for liberation, the quest for deliverance from thinking that you are just you, and realizing after all who you are. We are all entranced, we are all spellbound, under the influence of a certain kind of thinking, which makes us just like hypnotized chickens with their noses to a white chalk line, and they can't get off. So in the same way, that white chalk line corresponds to the ego. Each one of us thinks,
check.
I am I. We've been told so. We've been educated that way from childhood. So we think I am I.
I've been away for a minute, so I feel good. I feel in my bag. Happy Friday.
But the I, which
Oh
What up,
Lord,
what up, what up,
people
what
is
up,
in
what
their
up, what up?
feels.
What up? What up?
Can you hear yourself? Because I can't hear myself.
You can't?
No. You hear me?
I can't. Yeah. Headphones are up.
Let's try these headphones. Yes. Woo. Oh.
What's up,
What
everybody?
beat is that? What beat is that?
Exile.
Exile. That's what we doing. Shout out to Exile. This shit go. Slaps all day. Yes,
What's
indeed.
up?
Yes, indeed. You already know what it is, man. True School TV podcast.
How's everybody doing
radio
out there?
Show. How's everyone doing? Hope you are blessed and highly favored on this Friday,
TGIF.
first Friday of December. We are closing out the year strong. Ren,
What up?
I can't even say your whole name because you go through a rebrand, so I just got to call you Ren. I saw you on a
You just
flyer,
don't want to stumble on it.
Yeah, well, I could say it all day. Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist. Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist. See? You need a drop. You want me to give you a drop?
Word.
Ren the
Yeah,
Vinyl
hell yeah.
Archaeologist.
I need it. I need it.
Yeah.
I need that in my life.
Yeah, but talk to me about your rebrand, man. So
man.
You've been Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist forever. So why the need for the rebrand now? What's your thinking?
I'm thinking that people can't even remember the name half the time. So Ren, they'll be like Ren, all types of stuff, architect or
Ren
whatever.
The architect.
They'll be stumbling over it, and also if I decide to go worldwide and start touring around, people from other parts of the
That's
world
a hard
will
thing to
not
translate.
No, yeah. Word.
How would you say that in Tagalog?
Exactly. I don't even know. I can't tell you.
You can't even know. Yeah.
But I'd probably just go by my name, Renoir. I've been trying to kind of,
that's saucy. But I just saw you on a flyer as Ren.
That's right.
Stranger. Is that New Year's Eve?
Yeah, that's New Year's Eve. I'm spinning with DJ Platter and One Way, Lady Ryan, and
I know that
Soros.
looks good.
Word.
Yeah,
It's only $10
Soros
pre-sale
got more
right
jobs than me, bro. Like, I saw like 3 flyers of
Yo,
him on
man.
New Year's Eve, yo, for real. More jobs than a Jamaican, yeah, man. I was a lawyer, a prosecutor, district attorney. I was the mayor of the town. You don't know.
But for those who are just tuning in and have never checked out the show, this is True School TV. We got Unlearn the World.
Yes, indeed.
And yours truly, Ren the Vinyl Archaeologist, holding it down every Friday here at alldayplay.fm at Youth Radio here in downtown Oakland,
Shout out to
California.
Youth Radio for holding us down always. Dope
Word.
ass facility. They've been showing nothing but love. You know what I'm saying? And
Clean.
accommodations. I know. I feel like a professional doing this shit. You know what I mean? I used to do podcasts in my room. So
right.
like this is the level up. So I feel better about life.
No
you know
doubt.
what I mean?
That's what I like about
Shout out to Jane the Message, who's usually here with us, but she's sick. She's feeling under the weather. So shout out to her. Hope she's feeling better. You know, but we're here. We're here. We're blessed. We're highly favored. We're feeling good out here. Hope y'all feeling good on Friday. I see a lot of people in their feelings. For real, for real. Like, you know, we just had a lady on the corner literally screaming her brain off. Like, we thought she was having a nervous breakdown. It seemed like it.
She was having
well, she was. But my thinking in saying that was that she was like, the way she was carrying on gave the appearance that she was like a homeless crazy, right? Because it's downtown Oakland. There are homeless crazies who do homeless crazy shit. So that was the appearance. That was the optic. But then when I looked, it seemed like she was like a, you know, reasonably well-dressed woman. Put together, her shoes was nice, but I guess she just got really, really bad news and she was wilding the fuck out.
Word.
I had to just mitigate some Facebook beef. People be wilding out and shooting themselves in the foot. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. You know, but we're here, and I hope everybody's out here. I see people shouting me out on the Facebook, on the Instagram. Shout out to everybody who's tapping in on the Instagram and the Facebook. Also, we're simulcasting on True Skool TV, the page. So if you want to check out True Skool TV Facebook page, you'll catch our full official feed with all our dope camera angles and all the good stuff. And we're going to be sharing that on my page, sharing that on your page. Like everybody's pages is getting involved. It's a multifaceted thing that we're doing here, man.
Word.
But yeah, we got a lot of things to talk about in the world of hip hop. I haven't seen you in a minute. I mean, I've seen you. We work together. But we haven't done the podcast together in a minute. I was out of town.
Thanksgiving
break. You know, there were things that were going on. But how you feeling? What's
I'm
new
good.
out there with you?
I'm busy. This is a busy
This
weekend.
is a busy month. Yo,
It's holiday, so you know I'm getting booked for all these holiday parties and whatnot, and spending a bat mitzvah for the first time tomorrow.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna
crazy.
be crazy.
But tonight I'm gonna be DJing at the Layover. For people who don't know, I've been doing the party for like 9 years.
First Fridays, Oakland.
Every first Friday.
Yes.
Line down the block. Come early. It goes down, and I take you on a through music,
hip hop,
reggae, new joints, old joints, some So yeah, I just take it all over the place, and people from Oakland appreciate good music. That's the thing, you know what I mean?
Always.
Don't pigeonhole Oakland.
Oakland is definitely known for all of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? But we're here. I'm feeling good. You know what I'm saying? I'm finally in a relaxed space, as relaxed as I can be with my schedule. But like not as much performing. I'll be performing later this month. But
okay.
We good. There's a lot of music. A lot of music's been coming out, man, and we're gonna talk about that. But I wanted to kind of wrap up a couple of things. I wanted to talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Okay.
Just a little bit because I didn't talk about it with you. I've been talking about it in general, but I didn't talk about it with you. And you put on our list that Ebro was talking about Tekashi 6ix9ine, and in fact got a letter from the NYPD about why he got arrested or how he got arrested, which from other accounts, from what I've been seeing in just kind of like the hip hop media, is kind of weird. It's kind of weird for a police department like New York to issue a press release about the arrest of somebody. Don't you think that's weird? That they made a press release as to why they arrested him or what they were like? That's kind of like bizarre.
I don't know. Apparently, according to Ebro, the Hot 97's got a good relationship with the NYPD, so they got open communications and whatnot.
Right.
But you turn me on to. I mean, I've been seeing the name and I just been ignoring it. You know what I mean? Like until I hear something like dope, then I'll be like, okay. But the way you were relating it was that Tekashi's kind of sticky fingers.
Kind of like sticky fingers, right? Like his
style.
Whole cadence is and his vibe is sticky fingers. Just put it to trap beats, add some new school fuckery, and that's what you have in this kid. You know what I'm saying? And I think the optics of it. People kind of dismiss it because him as well as other artists in his vein, the Lils, the Youngs, right? Whether it's Lil Xan or Triple X Tentacion or a lot of the younger rappers, right? They give these appearances that are based on two main archetypes. They're based on two main influences. Lil Wayne, right? And what was that dude's name? Riff Raff.
I don't know. Yeah, Riff Raff, Soldier Boy. I don't know.
Well, I mean, so if you
Lil B.
if you Google Riff Raff, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
Riff Raff has been around for at least 10 years. He claimed to have been a rapper. He got most of his fame from a reality show. He was one of the it was one of those kind of like Bachelorette urban hip hop reality shows where it was a girl like dating hella guys.
I missed that one.
So he was on that show. And
But he was also like
well, he's a rapper.
associated with
who? I don't know who his associated with.
Creation.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's the association.
Yeah,
that's how he came up.
She's from the town, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, her career lasted all of 3 minutes.
Exactly.
Ouch.
So
in any case, so yeah, he was in that vein a few years back, like 10 years ago. But he made a lot of his notoriety from the reality show and how he presented himself. He had the gold fronts, the colorful hair.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Everything that you
Tekashi's not that.
No, he's not. He has those optics. But his music, for the most part, is like hardcore, new school New York shit.
Word.
Right? Yelling into the microphone and like, you know.
At least he's not mumble rapping.
Nah, he's not necessarily mumble rapping. It's just that it's turn up music. It's rage. You know what I'm saying? So there's a market for it, and it's not for me for the most part. But I did listen to his album. His album's actually kind of diverse. He has a couple of records that are like really dope. He has a couple of reggaeton records because he's Mexican. Okay. So like he has that.
I have to like I haven't even checked out his music.
I'm not gonna give it the full cosign, but I would submit and argue that the music is better than most people would imagine it to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's unfortunate, and I think he got the #1 spot on Billboard. He knocked out Travis Scott due to a discrepancy. So Travis Scott, if you guys don't know, has been like dominating Billboard with the #1 album for like the last few weeks since since this album came up, Astro World, since it came out in the summertime. He's had like the #1 selling album according to Billboard. Billboard recently put out a press release saying that there was a discrepancy in the numbers this week, and it appears that Tekashi 6ix9ine knocked out Travis Scott in terms of getting the #1 spot for Billboard. So the kid
Billboard
has been
bullshit.
He's been yeah. I mean, I was listening. I forget I forget who I was listening to, but they were saying that the discrepancy came with that the check cleared. You know what I'm saying? Because like you know that's really what we're dealing with when we talk about the music industry. We can get deep into the weeds about that, but in any case, Tekashi has been resting on the laurels of every song that he's put out over the last year of his career, which has only been a year. Every song has hit #1 on the Billboard charts, which has given him his popularity, which has emboldened him and gassed him to make him think that he was untouchable. You know, and you know, moving forward, now he has the #1 album in the country, which I think is only for the week because I think Meek Mill is about to knock his spot out. We can talk about Meek Mill in a little bit, but you know, it's an unfortunate reality what happened to this kid, but it lends insight into two main things that I think about. The music industry and how the music industry will basically prop you up to bring you down and sensationalize, because it's all about sensationalism. It's all about clickbait and clout chasing, and this is the era that we're in. And the more you do that, and the way the music industry works now is that those people who get that clickbait, those people who are getting the most viral memes and all of those, they're getting record deals. You know what I'm saying? The Cash Me Outside girl got a record deal. A big record deal from Atlantic Records, you know what I'm saying? And is touring nationally, is on festival bills and the whole bit. You know what I mean?
It's like, getting funded.
Reality stars are getting record deals. Cardi B is a prime example of that. Cardi B is kind of an anomaly only because she actually had really dope music and shows and exhibits some level of talent. But nonetheless, Tekashi is in that vein, right? He's in the vein of sensationalism, clickbait, going and trolling and all of that stuff, and it kind of bit him in the ass. Not because of the trolling, but because of who he's affiliated with. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people who don't, and that leads me to my second point, is that a lot of people don't know or recognize the street element that still exists within hip-hop, right? I mean, we talk about hip-hop coming from the streets. We talk about hip-hop coming from gang culture, right, in early 70s New York, right? But that hasn't really switched or changed in terms of New York. What happened is that the streets went corporate. Right, all the drug dealers in the 90s started getting record deals and started hustling and then moving in that direction to make legit money, to be legit businessmen, entrepreneurs, and all of that. But that doesn't remove the street element. So a lot of that is still there. And you get these young kids who are creative and they are affiliated with gangs and drug dealers and all and the whole bit. So they feel that they can talk.
Mm-hmm,
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then unfortunately you get caught up in the same mess that all these other gangs are caught up in. So, you know, the FBI arrested him on racketeering charges.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether or not he's actually the boss calling all the shots, of course not. But what they're going to get him to do, if he wants to at least survive and live, is they're going to get him to testify and cooperate. He's gonna do a little bit.
When keeping it real goes wrong.
Totally, right? You know what I'm saying? He's gonna cooperate. He's going to do some time, and then he's gonna get released and probably be in witness protection. In any case, unfortunately, after this great year that this kid has had, his music career is probably over. Suffice it to say that his music career
is that why they just put out his album?
Probably over. Yeah, I mean, but originally they weren't going to put it out. They were going to hold it. They were going to hold off on it.
Oh, word?
Yeah, that was going to be like the total L, that he got arrested and then the record label ain't fucking with him and they're not going to put out the album. Like, that was going to suck. Mm-hmm. But they put too much money in it. There's too many people on the album. There's Nicki Minaj. There's Kanye West. There's a lot of people on that album. They've invested a lot of money into that album.
Have you heard it?
Yeah, I did. I heard the whole album.
I need to give it a chance.
You know, like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not on my like top 5 list of albums, but it is what it is.
Let's play that Ebro, because I think what he said is really just poignant.
Yeah, so I'm gonna play it right now. We'll play a little bit of it. Let's see if you could switch me over to, or switch my audio to what I'm playing here.
Okay, word up.
In 5 seconds, because they're playing a commercial.
Of course.
Gotta hate that shit. All right.
Stand by.
All right, I'm plugged in, but I'm not hearing anything.
Volume.
My volume's good. There we go. You need to bring it up a little bit.
You know, and I know that maybe you're in your car with your kids, or maybe you've been told your kids, look at this, that, and the third with this character. You know, and I vocalized many times how I felt about the music. I had never met him before, but I didn't like the behavior. And I want to make sure I repeat this several times this morning. People come from neighborhoods where they're affiliated with things that are crazy, that if they were from a different neighborhood, they probably would show it and pick a different path. And so I don't always fault individuals for their associations when they're coming on the music scene. What I do fault them for is acting like their affiliations or whatever they're associated with in the street should somehow be put on the forefront and branded like it's not gonna end up getting you in trouble or perpetuating a lifestyle that most people wouldn't pick if they had other choices, but you perpetuate that lifestyle like it's the right thing to do and the cool thing to do.
I think that's
when I hold you accountable.
So, I mean, if you guys want to check out the whole interview or the whole take on it, you could check out Ebro Sounds Off on 6ix9ine and gets a letter from the NYPD. That's the way it's titled on YouTube, or you could just type in Tekashi 6ix9ine and Ebro, and you'll get a bunch of stuff. But in any case, so there you have it. Tekashi 6ix9ine has stapled himself into the annals of hip-hop history as a cautionary tale. It's unfortunate, but it's a reality. And it's something that,
and I hope people get some lessons out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it made me? It made me think about, like, you know, because we've been working about events with Hip Hop for Change, because we both work for Hip Hop for Change. I'm the education director, you're the event coordinator, and we're trying to put things together about, like, mass incarceration, right?
Big shout out to Coffrey J.
Shout out to Coffrey J. But, you know, we were talking about, like, doing an event around mass incarceration. Right? And I think more than just talking about mass incarceration, I think we should have a panel discussion, or at least maybe even a separate event, more recent than what we're planning for that event, is to educate artists about moving away from the street life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And how to work within the and work within the annals of law enforcement and getting proper representation and all of that. Because I think it's something to be stated, especially with young kids coming out the hood, right? Like Meek Mill, for example, just put out an album, but he just did 5 months in jail, right? Because of a probation violation. because the judge was extremely hard on him, and there was a big movement to try to get him out because it was petty. He's been on probation. He said his entire adult life he's been on probation, right? And for little infractions like him popping a wheelie in New York City, he had to do time in jail, right? And there was a whole bunch of other things that were surrounding that circumstance. Like apparently, like the judge was going to give him a quid pro quo if he like managed or promoted certain artists that she was working with. It was like a lot of some funny style shit that was going on.
But I guess I don't know. I think that like you can't really teach how to not snitch on yourself.
Well, it's not even about snitching. It's moving in a way that's not going to bring that much attention to, like, street dudes don't brag about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, street dudes ain't out here, you know, and they leave that to the rappers. And the rappers in the world of the streets are the goofy dudes that can broadcast and bring light to their lifestyle, which is what they like. If you listen to, like, I was watching Hip Hop Evolution, and they were talking about, or they were covering Too Short. And Too Short was writing songs that reflected the lifestyles of the people he was selling his records to, right? That's how he started making his living. But at no point did he really rest in his laurels and say, I'm a gangster, I'm a pimp. He was just telling stories. And everybody in the hood, kind of matter of fact, knew that. They knew that Todd wasn't doing all this crazy ratchet shit, but he was presenting and representing, you know,
a certain lifestyle
that people adhere to. And I think rappers need to dance those lines. You know what I mean? But, you know, best of luck to them. You know, and we just got to stop doing things for clickbait and numbers and all of that, which brings me to my next topic. So Spotify is doing wrap-up numbers. I've been seeing it on my timeline. Yesterday, they allowed artists who are distributed through Spotify for them to be able to check out their statistics, right? To see how many streams they received, how many countries they were played in, how many hours worth of music has been played for them. So I was seeing that all throughout my timeline yesterday. I'm still trying to access my numbers because I just want to have my numbers. I don't, whether I post them or not, I don't know yet.
And what's the conclusion? But these numbers are actually like, it's currency. Once like a label sees that you got, some traction.
No. What they need to see is engagement. They're not even interested because it used to be a numbers game. Before labels started really getting hip to social media, it was really about throwing shit against the wall, finding the people with the most numbers, and signing them or creating partnerships with them, right? But now what we've seen over the last several years is that numbers can be inflated.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can buy SoundCloud numbers, you can buy Twitter followers, you can buy Instagram followers.
You ever try that?
No, not at all. Not at all. Because I know what it is. Like, I've seen it, and the reason you can tell...
You know people who tried it?
I know 100 people who tried it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to keep it close. I ain't going to put your business on blast, but I'm going to just give y'all fair warning. We can spot phonies very easily. If you know what it is and you on the frequency of the music industry or like the way numbers work, record labels and people who are trying to manage careers aren't looking at numbers. They're looking at engagement, right? It's not what I listen to, it's how long I'm listening to it. It's not the fact that you're on Facebook, it's how long you're on Facebook, how much you're engaged, right? Ooh, that was like an eerie sound, right? But it's about how much you're engaged, right? So when you see those numbers, you got to see, okay, well, how many comments are they getting? Are people debating? Are people having conversations in the comment section about what's being said? Are you getting press? Like, these are the things that need to go along with the numbers. So your numbers need to make sense and need to be commensurate to the level of engagement.
So you think that's what they're looking at?
Totally.
These labels?
Totally.
Labels have been doing these, like, playing with numbers for the longest time.
But if I come to a label and say, hey, I just got 1 million streams on Spotify, but the engagement level of my videos, my touring doesn't match up with that, they're just numbers.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that's going to translate to actual sales, which is what record labels are looking for, which is what artists want and need. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I get 1 million streams, how does that help me as an artist to book a tour?
Well, I think part of the reason why music is the way it is today, and you know, I don't want to be the old guy, but I think part of the reason is because the labels have been skewing these numbers for the way before the internet. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like,
No, I mean totally. I mean, we could talk all day about
payola.
Like, labels doing payola, labels doing album buyback. Where they would put out an album and they would buy the album back just for the numbers to boost up on,
I know people
on SoundScan and
who
shit
work
like that.
for labels that did that.
Yeah, exactly. You know, so I mean, it's no different than what's been going on in the music industry for years. But now it's kind of out of the hands of what we consider the traditional music industry, which is the record labels, right? It's in the hands of the artists. So the artists themselves, and all artists, you guys have to consider yourselves as a startup business. You got to consider yourselves and think about yourselves as a startup business. You are the business of you, right? So artists are taking that responsibility, and they're the ones buying the streams. They're the ones buying to be on playlists. They're the ones who are buying the followers, or more importantly, getting robots or like little programs, apps that are generating your followers and generating engagement in certain respects, right? But it's really easy to see because now everybody knows about these things. It's really to spot the real from the fake. It's really easy to spot, oh, this person has 10,000 followers on Instagram but only has 12 likes on a picture. That doesn't match up. That ratio just doesn't match up. You know what I'm saying? Or having, 4,000 likes on a picture but maybe only 3 comments.
But what about streams, though? Streams is a whole different thing. You can't fake streams, can you?
You totally can fake streams.
How can you fake streams?
Well, you can buy streams. You can buy...
How can you buy streams?
You can... Well, okay. It's not
what website is it? Oh.
I have no idea.
Let everybody know.
It's not that you can buy streams. What you can buy are the opportunity to be placed on playlists, which then in turn gives you more streams, right? So yes, ideally your songs are being played more, but the engagement is such that people aren't really there's no grassroots activation and enthusiasm about your music that can actually translate to doing something for your career. It's just a cool number to have. You understand what I'm saying? If you do it that way. If you organically are getting 100,000 streams, then yeah, you're going to see the engagement boost up. You're going to see more people want to book you for shows. You're going to see more fans want to buy your merch and come to shows and support you and all of that. But if you're not getting that traction, but you have the numbers, then there's something off. There's something kind of screwy. So, and I've always tried to avoid the whole number conversation, because I remember saying, maybe at this point it was 12, 15 years ago, like, the minute artists start basing their value in numbers, we lose a lot of what is organic in terms of our creativity, because then we're number chasing, or what we now call cloud chasing, right? We're doing things specifically for attention, as opposed to like really just focusing on our art, finding our artistic voice, and moving forward. It's really interesting because I know people who don't have really great numbers, but they have great music careers because they move in a way that allows them to make money off their art and do that. I'm a person myself, right? Like, I'm able to move and make money off of my art, and I may not have the greatest numbers. I don't have like 10,000 followers on Instagram, but I know people who have 10,000 followers on Instagram who can't get paid what I get paid for a show.
Yeah, I was just watching a Joyner Lucas interview, and or maybe listening to it.
Yeah.
And he was just basically he's his mark. Had his whole plan laid out.
Yeah.
That I'm not racist was not like by accident. He did that. It was on purpose. It was purposeful.
Yeah.
And he had a plan behind it. You know what I mean?
Exactly, and it's intentional. And he had, I'm sure at his
and he has
level,
other dope.
He has a team, right? But he has a team.
Yeah.
He may have a.
It's always important to have a team.
He may have a publicist. You know what I'm saying? At an independent level.
That video editor director is key these days.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Who's backing you is key.
Word.
What relationships you have are key, which brings me to my next point, because I was just mitigating or trying to moderate a Facebook beef, or trying to quell a Facebook beef.
Facebook
right?
beefs are
You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You can shoot yourself in the foot as an artist if you start besmirching the name or getting adversarial with the people who are able to book you for shows.
Of course.
Right? The way you wiggle in this game is relationships and reputation. If you already got a fucked up reputation, it doesn't help you to continue to make that, to reinforce that bad reputation by being argumentative or being adversarial to people who can put you in positions.
I definitely cut people off, and people I worked with for mad years, like book them over and over again, and then like Facebook beef, like, why are you disrespecting me like this?
But it's not even
over what?
It's not even
over
just
hip hop.
It's not even just
over talking
Facebook.
about it. Hip hop discussion.
Yeah, it's not even just
Crazy.
Facebook or social media. It's just like coming out of your face and being disrespectful or argumentative, or just souring a relationship. Regardless of how. The fact that you sour the relationship keeps the opportunity from coming from you.
So what happened?
You know what I'm saying?
Tell me the story.
Okay. I mean, you know.
You're going to have to go into it.
All right. I'm going to try to do this in generalities because I'm actually, you know what I mean? Because I'm talking to this person when the show is over. So I have to have a good conversation about that.
All right.
You know what I mean? But for me, it's a matter of like developing relationships, cultivating relationships so that you can create and take advantage of opportunities, right? If you shoot yourself in the foot by getting upset that you're not getting an opportunity, right? Then you won't get more opportunities. It's like self-sabotage almost. I know a lot of artists who are frustrated at their position in the game, the community, whatever you want to call it, the scene, right? Very frustrated with their position in the scene because they feel that their skill level should be giving them more exposure and they should be getting more opportunity. But they're resting on their laurels of their skills, and they're just thinking that people are supposed to come to them to book them, as opposed to like you going out in the world and supporting other artists, supporting other people, knowing who's who and what's what, and developing those relationships. And then that paired with you being actually skilled and putting out good music will then...
That part, though.
Yeah. Facts. I mean,
if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Right.
And people will have, like, will spend mad years, 10 years plus, just for the love of hip-hop, but they just don't
have it. And they're mad. They're mad at where they're at because they're not developing. But, you know... Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. They always say that, right? But it's also talent will beat hard work and talent will beat everything. But if you don't have the hard work and you don't have the talent, then you got to figure some shit out. If you're not not getting the results that you're looking for, you have to figure it out. When I was working insurance and I was just putting out music on the internet, right? Like I sat there and I would be frustrated at certain times, like, yo, my music should be getting more exposure. Why is it not getting more exposure? And then I had to really have that honest conversation with myself. Well, is your music properly mixed and mastered? No, I'm just doing it here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or like I'm not getting it mastered. I'm just putting out the mixes that I get from the studio.
You can't just go in your closet and you're...
Right, but even that, but you can if you mix it well, right? But if it's not mixed well, if it's not quality, then it doesn't matter whether you paid $50 or $5 an hour to record it if it's not done right. So I had to have that conversation with myself. Well, my music is dope, but it may not be mixed and mastered the way it should. And that's an investment. I'd have to put up money for that. Number two, I'm not doing shows, right? I was working a 9-to-5, 40-hour-a-week job. I don't have the time or the energy to do shows with the job, raising children, having a marriage, doing all the things. Like, I don't... So I'm like, all right, obviously my music isn't going where it needs to go because these things are not being met.
You need to network. If you're an artist, you need to network.
Totally, but that's my point. Like, I had to have that honest conversation with myself. As dope as I think I am, I had to have the conversation with myself about, okay, here's the reasons why my music and my career isn't going where it needs to go. And I think artists are refusing to have that conversation with themselves and then are blaming other people as to why they're not getting opportunities.
So the beef you're talking about has to do with an artist and a promoter.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from. I'm a DJ, but I'm also a promoter. You know what I mean? So I know the promoter game. It's always a risk. You know what I mean? Like
and then a lot of you motherfuckers is you don't have a draw.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you, like artists, promoters need to make money at the show one way or another. It's cool to do shit for the sake of community, but at the end of the day, we're trying to like turn a profit or at least make some money so that we can pay you guys, right? But if you can't pay for yourself,
or if you don't even promote yourself, you don't even have a website or a bio or your social media. Back in the day, I used to like put together bios for folks just because
Right.
I like their art
Right.
and they don't even have a bio.
Where's your
I was like,
EPK?
good for them.
It's not just sending demos to people you think are your homies. It's no. Put together a professional package so
Word.
that people know that you take yourself seriously, so they can take you seriously, but then also have a realistic expectation of what your worth and your value is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which most artists don't. Let's just to be clear, like most artists don't. Like, you know, you and me, we work on events, we book artists, and they'll have an ask, right, what their guarantee is, and we don't know if they're going to be making that money. We don't know if they're going to pay for themselves unless they're
Word.
like a really big name. You know what I'm saying? But we were talking about an artist yesterday who shall remain nameless, and you told me a figure that I misconstrued, and I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, why, that person doesn't deserve that money.
Word.
Are you serious? And then you clarified for me what they were actually asking, and I said, actually,
It wasn't 15K, it was 1500.
yeah, I
which
was
is
like,
a
okay,
whole
well then that's cool.
different-
Okay,
yeah.
it's a go. But my point remains that even if that ask is 1,500, the probability that you're gonna actually make 1,500 from this person's appearance is 50-50.
Yeah, it's a
crapshoot.
Yeah,
You
it's a
don't
crap.
even know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
Always
like,
a crapshoot.
But even at the very small independent level, it's like, can you bring 10 people to a show? Yes. Okay. Cool. If they paid $10 a piece, that's $100. So feasibly, you should be able to get paid $75 to $100 for a show because you brought in 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can't even bring 10 people to your show, then you can't A, expect to get paid. B, really expect a promoter to really want to book you because you don't have what they call drawing power.
Word.
Period. What's your live show looking like? Are you going to bring value? Even if
Yep.
you're not getting paid, even
all
if
about
you're
the
not gonna have a
numbers.
draw, right? Even if you're not getting paid and you don't have a draw, what is your live show like? Are you
Word.
going to bring value to the night?
Word.
Because even if you don't have any of that, if you still are dope,
Yeah.
you'll bring value to the night.
I definitely put on folks that are just like, okay, he's dope.
Exactly. So it's just like, understand what your value is as an artist and really be honest with yourselves and stop shooting yourselves in the fucking foot by burning bridges and then getting mad when you don't get booked
Yeah,
for shows.
all this, the one thing people need to stop doing is like venting on Facebook. Keep it to you. Keep it in the grain.
You are fucking your own
Keep
money
it-
up, right?
keep it in
Just
the
like
grain.
don't snitch on yourself. You are fucking your own money up with these rants.
And for what?
You know
for
what I'm
what?
saying?
For all those likes, like, oh, you know
no,
what I
because
mean?
they need it
For
because they don't have it
attention?
typically.
It's like-
You know what I'm saying? It is attention. It's all cloud chasing, unfortunately. But let's get into some music. What do you
Word.
want to play? What are we trying to play?
You know what I want to play? I want to play this joint,
Which joints?
Method Man.
Method Man.
You
and
heard
who?
this one? Method Man and
I had a Method Man record, but what do you call it? Let me know which one you playing, because I wanted to play JID with Method Man and Joey Badass.
I'm not really feeling the JID album for some reason. I'm not feeling the hype. It's hype to me. It's hype to me.
I
But
will
yo,
admit
check
that
this
he gets
out.
a little bit Kendricky. But yeah, let's get into this Method
We'll
Man
get
record.
into this Method
True
Man.
School TV
This is
podcast.
Method
Ren-
Man and DJ Newmark.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's hear it.
All right.
I'd like to take you on an astrological trip through the signs of the zodiac.
This is the Zodiac.
This guy is a killer.
Cold.
Get him.
Zodiac, a symbol that now stands for terror in San Francisco.
This shit hard, boy.
No one knows where he'll strike next.
Yo, call me a Zodiac killer. Hard shot of liquor to a cognac sipper. Rap spitter flow. I'm the illest / iller ex-crack dealer cold. I'm a polar cat pillar. Capricorn, just a line to gorillas. The cancer from the smoke, 69's how I did her. It's just a small version, but the posse's bigger. My finger ram trigger, about the Aries in ya. Yeah, it's like the dawning of Aquarian. The sign says, get your point across, Sagittarian. But I just see food, pescatarian. Feel this cut all up in your guts, that's a Syrian. You can weigh me on a scale, legendary or barbarian. Tell him leave, bruh, before I bury him. On my bully, a friend of yours ain't a friend of mine. The only shooter that's in the gym is Gemini.
Virgo, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Leo, Capricorn.
Zodiac. This is a zodiac. This is a zodiac.
Mr. Meth, Uncle New.
Yes.
Yo,
yes. Loving it.
that shit's dope, right?
Loving it.
Yo, what you got for me? What you
Method
got
Man's
for
an
me?
alien, yo. Method Man's an alien. I got the track that everybody's been talking about
Okay.
that I don't think you've heard yet.
I think I might have heard it.
The What's Free? Meek Mill, Rick Ross, Jay-Z?
Yeah. You did I haven't given a full... All
right, we gotta listen to it. This is, I mean, everybody's saying that this Jay-Z verse is the verse of the year in terms of hip-hop. So let's get into it.
You know what free is, nigga? What's free? Free is when nobody else can tell us what to be. Free is when the TV ain't controlling what we see. Told my niggas I need you. Through all the fame, you know I stay true. Pray my niggas stay free. Made a few mistakes, but this ain't where I wanna be. Before I'm judged by 12, put a 12 on my feet. Told my niggas I need you. Stay up, I know these times ain't true. Real life was
Since
free.
the lad I was cunning, just got a pad out in London. I keep stacking my money, I need a ladder by summer. 8K shots, niggas ducking straight shots. Been a top dog, that's before the K dots. Cracking in 06, immaculate showmanship. Talking like you Mitch, disastrous on the strip. Holding on your bitch, could've never sold you a brick. With them people, you never been on the list. Mona Lisa to me ain't nothing but a bitch. Hanging pictures like niggas swinging from his dick. We so different, you thought these didn't exist. The megalodon never seen on his wrist. I'm from the south where they never make it this rich. God is the greatest, but Satan been on his shit. Walking the pavement, I pray I'm illuminated. Over a decade and never nobody's favorite. Pot and kilo go hand in hand like we gamble and huff. My amigo, 1,000,000 grams when we count them and up. You was dead broke, I let you hold it back. You paid for it, but I fuck around and stole the track. Screaming gang, gang, now you wanna rap. Racketeering charges caught him on the tap. Looking for a bond, lawyers want a tax. Purple hair got them faggots on your back.
What's free? Free is when nobody else can tell us what to be. Free is when the TV ain't controlling what we see. Told my niggas I need you. Through all the fame, you know I stay true. Pray my niggas stay free. Made a few mistakes, but
Rick Ross isn't going to be hosting the Oscars anytime soon.
Put a 12 on my feet. Told my niggas I need you. Stay up, I know these times ain't true. Real life was free. Fed investigations heard they plotting like I trapped. 20 million cash, they know I got that off a rap. Maybe it's the Michael Rubens or the Robert Krafts or the billionaire from Marcy in the way they got my back. See how I prevailed and now they try to knock me back. Lock me in the cell for all them nights and I won't snap. 250 a show and they still think I'm selling crack. When you bring my name up to the judge, just tell them facts. Tell them how we funding all these kids to go to college. Tell them how we ceasing all these wars, stopping violence. Trying to fix the system in the way that they designed it. I think they want me silenced. Oh, say you can see, I don't feel like I'm free. Locked down in my cell, shackled from ankle to feet. Judge banging that gavel turned me to slave from a king. Another day in the Bing, I gotta hang from a string. Just
True Skool TV podcast every Friday.
If you from the top of the city, you can tell how we rockin'.
We don't have to play the whole Jay-Z verse, but the people need to hear it. It's coming. It's coming. Don't go anywhere.
Niggas counting me out. Like my account ain't busy. That's 5,000,020. Sit up and count till I'm dizzy. Phantom 500,000. 100 roundin' and stizzy. Is we beefing and rapping? I might just pop it with Drizzy. Like what's free? Free is when nobody else can tell us what to be. Free is when the TV ain't controlling what we see. Told my niggas I need you. Through all the fame, you know I stay true. Pray my niggas stay free. Made a few mistakes, but this ain't where I wanna be. Before I'm judged by 12, put a 12 on my feet. Told my niggas I need you. Stay up, I know these times ain't true. Real life was free.
In the land of the free where the blacks enslaved. 3/5 of a man, I believe's the phrase. I'm 50% of Duce and it's debt free, yeah. 100% of Ace of Spade, worth half a beat. Rock Nation, half of that, that's my piece. 100% of title to bust it up with my G's. Most my niggas won't ever work together. You run a checker, but they never give you leverage. No red hat, don't Michael and Prince me and yay. They separate you when you got Michael and Prince's DNA. I ain't one of these house niggas you bought. My house like a resort. My house bigger than yours, my spot. Come on, man. My route better, of course. We started without food in our mouth. They gave us pork and pig intestines. Shit you discarded that we ingested. We made the project a wave. You came back, reinvested and gentrified it. Took niggas sense of pride, now how that's free? When them people stole a song and hit niggas with 360s. I ain't got a billion streams, got $1 billion. Inflating numbers like we po be happy about this. We was praising Billboard, but we were young. Now I look at Billboard like, is you dumb? To this day, grandma afraid what I might say. They gonna have to kill me, grandmama, I'm not their slave. Check out the bazaar, rapping style used by me. The HOV, look at my hair free, carefree. Niggas ain't near free, enjoy your change. What's your employer name with the hairpiece? I survive the hood, can't no shaitan rob me. My account's so good, I'm practically living tax-free. Factory, that's me. Sold drugs, got away scot-free. That's a CCE, copy, guilt-free. Still me, and expect me to not feel away. To this day, you would say, y'all kill me. Sucker free, no shucking me. I don't jive turkey. I say happy Thanksgiving shit sound like a murder to me. Smoke free, all of y'all calling out toll free. Label rob you for millions, yet you wanna put a hole in me. Sugar free, seasoned but I'm salt free. You lay a hand on hold my shooter, shoot for free. I promise World War III. Send an order through a hands free. Kill you in 24 hours, or shorter you can't ignore the hand speed. On guard, it's off the head, this improv, but it's no comedy. Sign I fail, hell nah.
We good. We good. We good. We good. Verse of the year, my opinion. A lot of people's opinion, this is verse of the year. I mean, there's a lot of contenders out there. I think Nas's verses on Echo, which is the Swizz Beatz song from the Swizz Beatz album, is up there. A lot of other records, man, but like those are my two favorite. But like, yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of Jay-Z hate in the West Coast, and I just need to make sure that you guys give
everybody loves Jay-Z.
No, not everybody loves Jay-Z.
Like they love Kanye.
I think there's more people who love Kanye on the West Coast than they love Jay-Z. From my experience, you know what I'm saying? Like any conversation I have, there's very few people who really fuck with Jay-Z the way I fuck with Jay-Z out here. I had a lot of criticism about his bars and the way I'm like, come on, like he just gave you 44 bars rapping the way he raps at 49 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like there's aliens out here. We have aliens out here. We have Black Thought, we have Method Man, Redman, Jay-Z. Like these are all people who are in their like the latter part of their 40s who can still rap circles around anybody else.
Crazy.
Royce the 5'9".
Yep.
You know what I mean? Speaking of Royce the 5'9", I want to get into this thing.
What?
Eminem, man.
Eminem? Oh.
So
he has a new freestyle.
Jesus. All right. I don't even know how to make sense of this. For those who don't know, Eminem just put out a 11-minute freestyle that we can play some of. So it doesn't seem like I'm hating, and you know what I mean? And it doesn't seem like I'm just making shit up. I want to be able to show this, or at least a minute of it, so you guys can judge for yourselves.
I couldn't even watch a minute of it.
Well, I'm not okay. Let's play a little bit of it.
Word.
I'm gonna play it right now.
I've always looked at battle rap as competition, war. And the main objective is to destroy, completely fucking obliterate your opponent by saying anything and everything, whatever the fuck you can, to get a reaction from the crowd. So, nothing's off limits.
The lyrical miracle, here it goes.
Before this kicks off, let me set my balls on this tease. Cause I'm dotting I's every time I cross one of these. There's not a redeeming quality at all in me. It's impossible, seems like an implausible dream. Positive, clean thoughts intervene, but they're all either altered and mean, assault and demean, tossed to the being lost in the scheme, squashed in between a brainwashing machine. Like an Islamic regime, a jihadist, extreme, radical, suicide bomber that's seeing Ariana Grande sing her last song of the evening. And as the audience from the damn concert is leaving, detonates the device strapped to his abdominal region. I'm not gonna finish that for obvious reasons. But bring your dogs, I'm a Muslim. I'm not Middle Eastern, but I'll make a bitch rock a hijab and at least a extra large in a t-shirt, headscarf and a piece of tarp underneath the carpet of hasta la vista. I go Hamas on the beats, a paradox on the beach, and a pair of crotchless underwear on a terrorist watch list. Getting head in the sand like an embarrassed ostrich.
All right, I'm stopping it. All right. You can judge for yourself. You can watch the entire 11-minute freestyle. I couldn't watch the whole 11 minutes. I couldn't get through it.
I don't even like acapellas.
Well, so you just brought up a brilliant point, right? Why are you rocking an acapella verse? Like the last few times that I've seen Eminem spit like a freestyle, it's been off an acapella, like doing an acapella, because he's not doing it on beat. Which tells me that he's lost his step in terms of actually rapping to the beat in one take.
I mean, he could have. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
even if he did it, yeah, even
he
if
probably
he did,
wrote this to a beat, but and then decided to spit it a cappella. But
no.
You can feel the cadence there.
I could feel the cadence. No, he could totally write it and spit it to a beat. I'm not saying that he probably wrote it to a beat. My point is that why not record it or rap it on a beat as you're performing it? Right? Because then all that intricate lyrical miracle shit that he's doing sounds really dope. But you can't do shit like this in the era where people like Tory Lanez, who's a singer, is doing 11-minute freestyles on Sway in the Morning, embodying it. You can't do this in the era where people like Black Thought are doing 11-minute freestyles on a beat in one take, embodying it. And you're Eminem. You don't get the same pass. You're fucking Eminem.
Word.
So, like, if he went to any of these, he could have gone to Sway in the Morning and had thrown 1,000 beats on and just would have that would have killed it. Like, it would have ended any, like, speculation that he's fallen off or whatever. But not only, like, is he pausing, like, hella long, like, he's doing, like, 4 bars.
Well, I mean, that's what people do. Then they start over and all that, right? I mean, that's how
but
bad
that's when you have a crowd with you and you're in front of another rapper. He's in the basement of St. Andrews in Detroit all by himself. Taking 10 seconds.
They could have edited
well,
that.
No, they could have edited it better. There's moments where they just completely cut it, just goes to black, and then they regroup. Like he had to take a break. He just looked visibly awkward doing this. You know what I'm saying? So in any case, I don't want to like besmirch him anymore. But
so who won the battle, Joyner Lucas or?
Ooh, that's a good question. All right, so I heard all 4 records that they did, right? And they were literally, it's just steel sharpening steel. There's no real like beef. They were just like trying to see who's better, right? I would say Joyner Lucas won the first round. So between Tory Lanez and Joyner Lucas, the first round went to Joyner. Second round, I think Joyner made a mistake in changing the beat. He went to the, I think, what's it called, ZZ? The ZZ beat, the Kodak Black ZZ beat. And then he tried to get a little bit too lyrical miracle with it by trying to like add this like I'm your son dynamic, and then he was talking to Tory as if Tory was his actual son, like in the middle of the verse, to try to add like some special dynamics to it, which was creative and it was adventurous and ambitious. But I think because of that, I give the second round to Tory. And the fact that we're even debating this and Tory's an R&B singer, that's crazy.
It says something about
right. Like for those who don't know Tory Lanez like does music in the vein of like Drake, but he's more of a crooner than Drake is. Like Drake raps more than Tory does on any of his albums, right? But Tory can rap. Like let's not get it fucked up. If there's one thing to take away from this battle is that Tory could rap his fucking ass off. You know what I'm saying? So I give the first round to Joyner, give the second round to Tory. I would love to see what a song looks like at this point to see who like takes it away. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're working on it. Because it was like literally, it wasn't like a real beef, like fuck you. It was more like, all right, we're gonna go. All right, let's go. You know what I'm saying? And that's cool. We do it for hip hop. You know what I mean? But what else we got? What else we talking about?
Let's do one more and then we gotta head out.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, yeah. Oh, wow. Time flies when you're having fun. What do you want to talk about? We got
there's tons of stuff to play. Should we play another joint?
Yeah, let's play another joint.
Okay.
What do you want to play?
This joint is from 1988.
Ooh.
It's hot.
So why you're loading that up? What's your favorite year in hip hop? What do you think the best year in hip hop is?
I'm biased because I grew up in. I went to high school in 1989. Okay. And so 89 is the year. I even brought the book for you.
See, I knew you was gonna say 89 or 88. What's that?
This is the Bible.
Ooh, what is that?
Ego Trips, Book of Rap Lists.
Okay.
And
but they need an updated one because that one like ends at like 97.
Right, but if we're talking about the best years in hip hop, it's not in the 2000s.
Facts. Good point.
For me, people say it's 93.
For people, yeah. For
but
me,
just take
it was
a look
94.
Just take a look at 89 and name off some of those.
Yeah. I was doing.
Wait, hold on. Let me make sure.
88
is this singles or is that albums?
These are charts. It says charts.
Okay, but are they the albums?
No, I think this is the singles.
Okay, let's get to the
let's
albums.
get to the albums. Go ahead and show me the albums. Show me the albums. But while you're looking up the album, so yeah, I was doing this on KPOO a couple weeks back. And shout out to KPOO. I'll be on air this Sunday.
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday, Hip Hop for Change Radio from 12 to 3, 89.5 FM. You could also check out the TuneIn app and type in KPOO, and you can get the live streaming off of that. Dope local hip hop. If you're in the Bay Area, check it out. In any case, but we were talking about, or I was talking about, the best year in hip hop for me was 1994 because Illmatic came out, Ready to Die came out, a whole bunch of other ones. 1988 has to be like the agreed upon one. Because, like, look, Take a Nation of Millions, Public Enemy, Straight Outta Compton, NWA, Great Adventures of Slick Rick, EPMD with Strictly Business, Boogie Down Productions, By All Means Necessary, Big Daddy Kane came out, Ultramagnetic
What was
MCs.
that Big Daddy Kane album that came out?
It was Long Live the Kane. Eric B, Rakim, Follow the Leader.
How can you sleep
Brothers,
on that? Word.
MC Light, Light as a Rock, Marley Marl, In Control, Road to Riches, Cool G Rap, Dougie Fresh, The World's Greatest Hit. So I think now that I'm looking at this list, because I've been looking at this list for the past like 3 weeks.
Yeah, you can't be looking at the internet list.
I even saw it on the internet list, right? You know what I mean? I even saw it on the internet list, and all these showed up. But I think what people are speaking to is the diversity. Of this.
Yeah.
To have Dougie Fresh and NWA drop albums in the same year is crazy, right? Like, that's just crazy. You know? And then who else?
But look at 89, though.
Too Short.
89 is when people really refine
Poor
their
Righteous
skills.
Teachers, 89, De La Soul, you know, a bunch. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Anyway, this album, new tracks kind of just came out from 1988. Has Master Ace on it. Has Biz Markie on it. Where the fuck is it? My bus. It's right here somewhere. Okay, it's called Top Shelf 1988. Look it up on the internet. It's dope. But here it is, Biz Markie's joint.
Yeah, this beat is funky. You know who this is. By the voice, but I want to get down like this. Check it out. I'm the humdinger, the microphone stinger, super bell ringer, here to bring ya the rhyme technique, the ill funk tweaker coming right out of your speaker, never reaching the peak of perfection, direction in any section. My styles is kicking like Chinese connection, most valuable poet, 18 years strong. The island of Long is where I belong. Superb like iceberg, iller than Godzilla. I skinned Michael Jackson into writing the thriller. Ginger ale sipper, freestyle flipper, never see me in a bit of Grand Union ground whippers. A G-Crew crony, down when I was bony, I'm one of the funkiest masters of ceremony. Jam, Jiminy Jam. Let me tell you who I am. I'm the humdinger, the microphone singer.
Give you a little taste.
I'm here for it.
That's just dope, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's still, you know, from 1988 to now. I mean, that's just funky.
My thinking is evolving on admitting that 88 might be the better year, but I grew up in the era of like Nas and Biggie, so like 94 to me, 94 was my 88.
Lost Boys, right? Came out that year too.
I think so. Lost Boys, yeah. I mean, I wasn't.
It was at 95.
Like that. Maybe.
Oh, word?
Might have been. I was like, they were cool. They were cool. You know what I'm saying? I was going
Renee, you remember that song?
I remember Renee. I mean, because I was hanging out with a lot of Queens cats, so I remember Renee. Like, I remember, like, I mean, Queens. Just, in terms of hip hop history, Queens like runs.
When I first, I remember seeing Lost Boys for the first time, and they put on a show. I didn't even know them. They weren't even out with their album yet, and they performed somewhere in New York, and I was just like, who the hell are these cats? They came up like 20 deep on stage, like Wu-Tang or some shit, and the next thing you know, they're all just vibing out, dancing, and I was just like, oh shit.
That's dope. Yeah, rappers don't dance anymore.
No.
But some they do, but then they
Tech Nine dances.
Yeah, he does. He does. But it's interesting because like rappers don't really dance the way they used to. Like Big Daddy Kane used to dance, right? Big Daddy Kane used to dance. Kid and Play used to dance.
He still could do those moves.
Exactly. But like now when rappers dance, they get criticized for doing dance moves. It's really.
You think?
Yeah. All the hardcore lyrical miracle rappers be killing the younger rappers for doing dance moves. You know what I mean? Well, because I mean, the dance moves nowadays were corny, like the stanky leg and like it was kind of corny dance moves, right? It wasn't like dope shit. I don't know. It's all a matter of taste and opinion.
Word.
But we're out of here, man.
Yeah.
This
Sunday.
is Skool TV.
Catch
Sunday. Hip Hop for Change's 3rd annual Environmental Equity Summit is popping, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you are there at the Cornerstone in Berkeley. We're going to have a really dope panel discussion moderated by Davey D with a lot of dope thought leaders from the environmental movement, people like Mustafa Ali Santiago, other local talented or well-known thought leaders in terms of environmentalism. We're going to have Nico Is, Rocky Rivera, Earth Amplified, Groove Mafia. Yours truly is hosting along with Kafri J. We got Ren, the Vinyl Archaeologist,
on the wheels
opening
of steel.
up on the wheels of steel. And then also, last but definitely not least, the legendary Talib Kweli will be in the building performing as the headliner. So tickets are still available. Kweli. So tickets are still available. You want to check that out, man.
Go to TrueSchool.com to get tickets.
Go to TrueSchool.com. And
it goes down at Cornerstone in Berkeley.
Cornerstone in Berkeley. Doors open at 8.
Word.
7. 7. Doors open at 7.
Panels
at 8. And it's just going to be a really great night, man. I'm excited. I'm very happy. I got a Talib Kweli story that I want to tell Talib personally.
Okay.
And it's funny. It's going to be good.
All right. So catch us over there tonight. Catch me at the layover.
First Friday. Be safe out there. There's all types of shit going on. I got kids to raise for a little bit, so I'm going to be home.
All right. And we out.
Peace and love. That was a good episode. I think the more we can structure conversation.
Oh, absolutely.
And have songs ready to go.
Yeah, cued, ready to go. What's up, bro? So I'll catch up with you over there. Stephanie, the Instagram's supposed to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be over there. I'm gonna just go grab something to eat.